Well, I was going to do some more capacitor stuff for you, but my Wheatstone bridge pooped the bed here. Yep, the bridge, the eye just stays open here, so obviously a resistor let go in it. Now I got to take it apart and rebuild that. Seems like everything that I got up here is falling apart, for crying out loud. So, since I got the camera up here, because I don't live here, you know, downstairs anymore. I haven't lived downstairs in about 26 years, so I don't get up here that often. So what I'm going to do is to just give you a little tour of my workshop here, and I hope that's not going to be too boring for you. Some of you guys out there have expressed interest in seeing some more videos, and also have expressed interest in seeing more of the shop. So I'm going to probably do that, and hopefully I don't bore you too much. And when I get my Wheatstone bridge fixed again, I'll be more than happy to do some more capacitor stuff, because what I wanted to do is go over some of the electrolytic testing and power factor and so on and so forth. Started doing that, and of course the bridge just doesn't read anymore. Well, anyhow, we'll get it fixed up. So we're going to show you a little bit here in the shop. First of all, because we got the fan going, so you're hearing it blowing into the microphone. This is my best oscilloscope I have, my Leader LBO 526, 60 megacycle scope, and of course my old Tektronix 535. And these things here are very hard to sell because they're so big, like 80 pounds worth of scope. Here I have a Philips 25 megacycle scope. I don't use it all that much. That's why it's behind the toolbox here. Here I have a 2000 volt power supply that when I was working they tossed it out in the dumpster, and I managed to haul it home. B&K for aligning up the videos, IFs and so forth, and FM on the modern televisions. I probably maybe have done one alignment using that, so I'm not too experienced with that. I even got the book on it. The same with this one. I've got the book on this. This is the B&K 1077B. This I use a lot when I'm working on televisions, because I have an old VCR up here on the top shelf, which kind of like doesn't work all that good anymore, so I use this to inject my signals into a television. This here is a very old signal tracer. It works very well, and I recently went over it and so forth, and I use that for audio checking, audio stages and so forth. It works really well. It has an output transformer termination here, but I never use it, but I just use it as an audio test. It even has an eye in it. This here I bought in 1962 from that Lafayette catalog that I showed you in another video. That's my audio generator. Then of course my Hickok 209A, had that many years. Now over here, I got this on eBay about 6-7 years ago, and it's a Hickok 615, and it does the 21 megacycle video IFs on the antique televisions, like your 1940s, early 1950 televisions. This is what you need to align the IFs. You cannot use a modern 41 megacycle signal generator. You need a sweep generator, and this is the type you need. Hickok 292X, a good signal generator, microvolt signal generator. It works really well. Everything's such a mess in here I can't even move around. And my ICO 950B, I left it on for about 2 weeks, forgot to turn it off, and the tube just barely lights here. So that is why you see a little green light on some of these, because forget to turn the things off. I added a light to this. This is my ICO 232 VTVM. That is the first piece of test equipment, along with that signal audio generator that I told you earlier. I bought this in 1961 or 62. This is the original tester, but I had changed the meter because the original one, the meter was all messed up. The zero pointer wouldn't work anymore. This one I took out of another meter I got at the ham auction. ICO 324. I added an output to put a frequency counter in to a small capacitor. I believe the capacitor I used was something like 5 picofarads or something like that. It's been a while since I used it. Then of course my Super Cricket I bought in the late 70s from an electronic place that I worked as a counterman. So I used to use that to test my transistors and so forth. Now up here I have a selection of capacitors and tubes. Then I have a Heathkit frequency counter here, and I also have a small Radio Shack frequency counter in this little pouch here. Here in the corner I have a 6 volt 35 amp car radio battery eliminator. I use that to check old car radios and so forth. Above it is a Rectifier Checker, but you know what, I've only used it I think once. I bought it at a ham auction for a couple bucks, and it's one of the things I probably will never use, but it looked nice, so I figured I'd pick it up, and really I never did use it. Then of course my tube tester is, you've seen some on the videos here. This is my B&K 707, which I restored, and down below this is the Hickok 550X, which you have seen videos on. If you haven't, you can check those out. Of course, for the modern tubes, I've got my Sinclair DC 154, Sinclair CR 161 picture tube tester that I've got in the late 1970s when I worked at this electronic place. The Sinclair SS 137 sweep circuit analyzer. This I believe needs an electrolytic. I'm not sure if I replaced it or not. I think I did. Been years since I used it. A storage oscilloscope. I believe it's an 8-inch or a 7-inch. Interesting piece I got off of eBay quite a few years back. It's a high voltage meter, and it can go up to 30,000 volts. It's a pretty interesting thing. And 15,000 on this side. So 15,000 and 30,000. It's a Bakelite, and I've used it a few times, and it's a little off. But you know, it's got a resistor and a, I don't know if it's wax or what it is in there. It opened it up one time. So, well, I think that's about it. Running out of tape in my camcorder here. So I hope you enjoyed my little tour of the workshop here and didn't bore you too much. Thank you very much for watching the video.